So the third presidential debate for the United States is now over, and it's going to be time to vote very shortly. But going into these debates, I think Trump was definitely behind. You can call the polls rigged and all other shit, but I don't think that's necessarily a fair assessment. We have no proof of it, that's for certain. But going in, Trump was definitely behind. And in the first debate, he appeared very well. Anything that anybody could say against him in terms of presidential or a serious candidate, I think was kind of defeated for the most part. And I think the first debate for the first half was mostly about economic policy. That was a very strong topic being discussed, and eventually it devolved into Trump's a racist and Trump defending himself, like, not particularly brilliantly. I would definitely say that. He definitely dropped the ball there, if we're going to be completely honest and 100% objective. I think he could have done much better at that. And then a little bit of talk about Hillary's corruption. For the most part, that was very general of the first debate. So everyone kind of really liked Trump's first half, and I think he surprised a lot of people. Then the next debate we have...
Grab him by the pussy.
Which, say what you will about it, it's not sexual assault. It's... What's more damaging to Trump is not that soundbite, it's more the fact that before he was talking about how he was making a run on a married woman while he was married. You know, he was hitting on a married woman and with the intent to commit adultery. That's particularly bad, I would say, as far as a character assessment. That soundbite, however, is Donald Trump giving advice on how women work to beta boy Billy Bush. Like, that's really just him saying, yeah, believe it or not, women actually want you to take control and want you to, you know, have sexual relations with them. Seriously, this sound, it's so stupid. This is like a middle schooler talking to a fucking loser, to be honest. It's not locker room talk. Locker room talk is far worse. This is just such horse shit for the most part. So the second debate, to be honest, it was just a derail conversation. It was all about sexual assault and how Donald is a pussy grabber and how Hillary Clinton, literally her husband, is pretty damningly a rapist, and how she helped him get away with it, essentially. Helped him intimidate his rapists. That's kind of pretty sick, but it really doesn't make any sense why they would bring up that topic. They have no room to really talk there, to be honest. Saying grab him by the pussy is far worse than what she did and her husband did. So in all honesty, the second debate was a joke, and what people wanted to hear was policy, and instead what we got was a debate about who's the biggest sex offender and shit like that. So now we get on to the third debate, and the third debate really hits home because now we have Hillary trying to push down that Trump is a total rapist. He has serious sex assault allegations, which, check out Stefan Molyneux's video. It's very clear that these are bullshit, like he says. You know, some random accusers that have no proof of ever knowing Donald Trump or ever meeting him at all, somehow never told a single soul for 35 years, and suddenly now they're talking to journalists. They never told any family member. That's quite interesting. And in one of the stories, getting upgraded from third to first class with free of charge, you know, because we all know that fucking happens, you know. It's just this wonderful world we live in, you know. It's like a fucking Disney movie. It's like a, you know, just fucking bullshit. Bullshit. Sorry, calm down. I'm sorry about that, my Tourette's. And that second debate question, that was just such a loaded question, you know. Anderson Cooper, you fucking...
Donald Trump, did you or did you not have sexual relations with that woman? Yes or no answer, please. Yes or no answer, please. Yes or no answer, please. Nice. We got you trapped in the corner because we got a bunch of fake rape stories to run against you. CNN's gonna run them 1,000 times.
Like, seriously, could you be any more biased? Oh my fucking god, you know. That's the problem with these things. Like, I almost feel like they're anti-supervillains because they're just terrible at fucking covering it up. It's so fucking obvious. It's just... But to the oblivious person, you know, the random voter, they aren't picking up on this. But the third debate was really trying to hit Trump hard on this, for one, and second, trying to hit hard on how Trump's some sort of Russian agent for Putin. I can't believe she can make this claim. Like, I would literally just stand up there and be like, where's your proof, bitch? I mean, that's the only thing there is to say. It's just an unfounded claim. It has no fucking proof. And seriously, they want to talk about Donald Trump, you know, ooh, the election's rigged. Ooh, he's off the deep end saying the election's rigged. Oh my God, he's lost his fucking marbles. Oh my God, you know, everybody watch out. This guy's a fucking psycho, you know. Meanwhile, he brings up that 4 million dead people voted in the 2012 fucking election. That's without a doubt voter fraud. You know, allegedly, but nevertheless, it's a question worth answering. That's for sure. But, you know, that's unfounded territory. That's, you know, just fucking conspiracy. That's without fucking doubt, you know, insane thing to say when Trump says it, but then when Hillary says, oh, Trump's a spy. He's a Russian spy. Nothing. What are you fucking serious? Like, the guy's been American, you know, since fucking ever, and he's been in the spotlight for how fucking long? Just insane. No evidence. No, I'm not kidding. There's zero fucking evidence to support this. It's just WikiLeaks isn't legitimate. Therefore, Donald Trump is a spy because he quotes WikiLeaks. Woo. Bitch, please. Evidence. But honestly, once you kind of sift through the mudslinging of Donald Trump bought Chinese steel to build his buildings because he's an evil anti-American, or Trump University isn't a legitimate university. That may be true, but there's also Hamburger University, which is a legitimate university, you know, one that teaches you how to basically be a bitch for McDonald's. That's all that one teaches you. And Trump University reportedly teaches you Donald Trump's real estate mogul tactics. So, you know, I think I'd much prefer to go to Donald Trump's university because I feel like I could get something out of that, unlike, you know, a basket weaving course or a intersectionality course on social justice or somewhere in that realm, or, you know, liberal arts, or one of the other, you know, 50 top worst degrees to ever obtain, you know. And these are technically legitimate. But really and truly, the third debate was about Trump says the election is rigged and Hillary is a warmonger and she wants war with Russia. That was the two key things from the third debate. That nothing else really fucking mattered or stood out. You know, honestly, Trump basically framed his argument, I think, as best as it can be. He backed it up with fucking facts of voter fraud in the past and certain things like people voting twice in different states. That's considered, you know, legitimate voter fraud. Not to mention there's the other type, which is media bias and other things. Check out the Lauren link for more of that. And if we're going to be honest about the media bias, that was actually proven in this fact, because basically they went to Donald Trump said he, you know, wouldn't accept the results of the election, which you don't have to accept the results of the election. You can fight it, you can protest it, you can say, hey, this is bullshit. I think there's voter fraud here. You can pull a fucking Al Gore. I need a recount. Oh, the recount came back clean, sir. I would demand another recount. You know, shit like that. That's completely fine as long as you do it, you know, in a peaceful manner. That's completely fine. Basically, they go from taking that and his reasons why he said the things he said, so he doesn't look like a fucking idiot and just say random shit like Donald Trump's a Russian spy. You know, completely unfounded shit like that. You know, he gave a fucking legitimate reason as to why he thinks the way he thinks, and so they pumped that up so fucking high, you know, hype that shit up, and basically, in my opinion, conflate that with Donald Trump is going to start the militia for some fucking reason. If Donald Trump doesn't get the result he wants, he's gonna start the redneck militia and we'll have a civil war. That's how it feels like from the media, you know. Oh my God, Trump won't accept the results. He won't accept a peaceful transfer of power. No, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I mean, that's a direct quote. But seriously, you can accept a peaceful transfer of power. You just don't have to agree with it. This is bullshit, you know. It's like sitting in the fucking detention office for something you didn't do, and you're like, this is bullshit. But, you don't punch out the fucking principal to get yourself in more trouble. You know, this is just bananas, and I think they're really shooting themselves in the foot, because I think, even the general pleb sees through this shit. They all think, every fucking person in America, and who views American politics and the media and the elites, which are, you know, Hillary financiers, backers, people who paid her $250K for a speech, you know, Wall Street, Goldman Sachs, Saudi Arabian princes, all these people, the American people, yeah, they think that the system is rigged because of these people in some form. And so Donald Trump saying, hey, man, the system's rigged, I'm running against the system, yeah, fight the power. This is going to help him, as far as I'm concerned. On November, 14th? This is going to help him win votes. That's the way I think, and the media hyping this up is like proving his statements for you. It's so insane. It's you know, I think they really have just lost the plot, you know, the mainstream media. I don't think they understand the American people like they used to, maybe at one time. And so, for all the bullshit and the mudslinging, I really do think this is going to be a Trump victory on November 14th. And I'm not trying to, you know, I know Alex Jones is going to say this. I know a lot of other conservative alt-right people, you know, they're all gonna say Trump's gonna destroy on November 14th. But I genuinely think if it's, you know, at least a fair election in the respects of voter fraud, I think he definitely has it in the bag. And I'm not trying to, you know, pull this out of my ass. You know, I'm trying to be legitimate here and give you some proper analysis. And now, let's of course back that statement up. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, what started with really the hot topic issues of going into the debate, which is immigration and the economy, which I think is what most Americans care about. I think if there's a universal truth with Western nations, it's the two most important beliefs that we hold are people not telling us what to do and having more money in our pockets. And this is, without a doubt in my mind, most evident with the United States of America. And so the topic of building the economy up, you know, good trade deals, getting jobs back, that translates to the, you know, the belief of more money in my pocket. Great. You know, and I think that really resonates with voters, and the immigration issue also hits that chord as well, but for less obvious reasons, because with more people coming into the country increases the saturation in the labor market. With a highly saturated labor market, it means lower wages, and therefore less money in your pocket. But also, secondly, it's a nationalist issue, and I think if there's a third value, it's definitely nationalism. And it's because America is still at least good or better than many of their counterparts, and primarily because there's great wealth and still lots of freedoms. So, the last thing Americans want is their country to turn to Mexico, and therefore there's some strong nationalistic tendencies. They don't want anybody changing America. America needs to stay the same because America is still good, you know, largely speaking. But I think that's where we started at going into this first debate, was a very strong appeal to one of the two very important values of Americans, which is more money in my pocket, you know, grow the economy, get more jobs, raise my wages by lowering the competition of the labor market, and by being tougher on immigration. That's where we started at going into this. And now with Hillary's war with Russia policy, that the no-fly zone over Aleppo that she is defending, but many experts regard this as, you know, starting a war with Russia. What it entails is you have to shoot down Russian jets in order to enforce the fly zone in the area that you are describing. Even this quote is bad enough.
You've seen reports Russia's hacked into a lot of things. China's hacked into a lot of things. Russia even hacked into the Democratic National Committee. Maybe even some state election systems. So we've got to step up our game. Make sure we are well defended and able to take the fight to those who go after us. As president, I will make it clear that the United States will treat cyber attacks just like any other attack. We will be ready with serious political, economic, and military responses.
In case you missed that, Hillary just said that the next time Russia is blamed for a hack, Hillary will fight them with a military response. Fighting with a military response. That sounds a heck of a lot like a threat of war to me. Threatening to declare war on Russia.
Like, seriously, hey, let's go to war with Russia, guys. That makes so much fucking sense. It's a nuclear power because, World War III, woohoo! And I know this is going to seem like quite a bit of a stretch, but women are actually more likely to be quick to violence. They're more likely to escalate a situation to violence. This is true in domestic violence stats between couples. I think there was a study recently done on female cops are more likely to use deadly force or use options, or at least threaten with options of deadly force. And female monarchs from the British Empire were actually 26% more likely to go to war. So, yeah. See, the main hypothesis is because women are just physically not as statured as men. They are shorter and have less arm strength. They appear less threatening. And when you want to threaten somebody to get your will forcefully, make a demand, women are at an immediate disadvantage. So, therefore, to compensate for this disadvantage, they use more aggressive actions to bolster their image in order to get what they want, because they need to be taken as a serious threat in order to get what they want at a negotiating table. I mean, we literally see Hillary herself, a small, feeble, elderly woman, engaging in these tactics. I mean, she still takes credit for Libya, something that most Americans just were completely appalled at. I remember opening up the fucking news and just like, what the fuck, Libya? Why the fuck Libya? I mean, the amount of people that regarded that situation as a good idea are few and thin these days, and these new threats against Russia are at the very least just all talk, hopefully speaking, but regardless, objectively politically bad. I think the amount of Americans that want to go to war with Russia are probably fewer and thinner than the amount of Americans who think today that Libya was a good idea. And historically speaking, Americans have never voted for wartime candidates. They have voted for peacetime candidates that have turned out to be wartime presidents. And this is very important because if Hillary kept her fucking mouth shut and started doing wartime rhetoric once she got into office, she would have a much greater chance, as far as I'm concerned, of getting elected. Whereas now that she's pulling this bullshit, maybe because she can't shut her trap, this is, in all honesty, pure political suicide, according to American political history. And without any doubt, any reasonable armed conflict with Russia is going to end up with a draft. There's no question about that. And this is where this ties in to the second American value: nobody telling you what to do with your life. Well, in a draft, the government is telling you to pick up an M16 and go shoot the enemy, and potentially die in the line of duty because we are the government, and we have decided that they are the enemy that you must kill. That is about as authoritarian as it gets, folks, being drafted into a very active and dangerous armed conflict. And because of Hillary Clinton's stances on what she will do to punish anyone who cyber attacks America, which is quite stupid, taking into account that up to 10 million of these attacks target American nuclear launch computer systems, which come from all over the globe. But her misarticulating language is much less serious than her literally threatening Russia with war. And this is now the single most important issue in this election now. I think the American people will come out in droves to vote against war, to vote against a serious armed conflict, one that most likely would be labeled as a WW3, one that will almost certainly include a draft. So my predictions for this election is that American people will vote against Hillary Clinton, and to vote against Hillary Clinton is to vote for Donald Trump. This is why I think he will be the next president, is because I don't think Americans want to be holding a gun in Eastern Europe, fighting a war that nobody fucking wanted. And that's all I gotta say about the topic. This is my predictions, and I hope you enjoyed them. And if you really hate them or think I'm wrong, the comments are always open on this channel. I never close them. And I hope you all have a good one. And obviously vote for your candidate. I'm not Casey Jones, so I'm not going to tell you to vote for my candidate or else be bullied and harassed on YouTube if you're not going to talk about politics on your channel. What a fucking goof. Do what you do. I hope this is informative. This is my opinion only. I mean, I would obviously like you to vote for Trump because I definitely don't want to be drafted as well. I mean, let's face it, any war America gets into, Canada's usually right behind it, and unfortunately I don't have a say in your election, so I would definitely be happy if you voted for Trump for me, if that's all you want to do, but it's your vote. Make it. And have, for the love of God, hopefully a good 2 weeks. I hope. I fucking hope we don't have World War III.